Hey guys, what's up? LegendBTV here, back at it again to talk about the newest album from Kesha called Rainbow. You know, to be honest, I didn't expect there to be as much hype for Kesha as there was this year. Following her rise in 2010 with a bunch of dance pop singles that I thought no one really cared that much about in terms of just listening to something catchy on the radio, I didn't know how much hype there actually was for Kesha and how much people actually loved her a lot. Yeah, sure, she had quite a bit of charisma, and she made a couple of catchy songs like TikTok, for example. While I never found her to make the most quality material, her songs are undoubtedly were catchy. I'll give her that. But also, some of her songs were really bad, like Blah 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 featuring 303, for an example, there. She showed kind of a mixed bag of results for me, and that's why I never really was a big fan of her. But then I did see a bunch of 5 stars reviews popping up for the Zedd song he released in 2016 around the time of This Is What You Came For when it dropped, and people were really hyping the song up, which, I mean, I kind of found it to be just a really bland, middle-of-the-road song, to be honest. I didn't think much of it, and yeah, it flopped for a good reason. It's really forgettable, to be honest. One of the worst songs off of Zedd's True Colors album. By the way, the song was titled True Colors, and not that Kesha did a bad job, it's just I feel like Zedd failed instrumentally there, to be honest. It's one of the most poppiest cookie-cutter songs on that record. It was a pretty decent dance record, not the best of that year by any means, but it was a pretty decent dance record with some nice beats, but really that song just failed for me. Like, really, it sounded like any generic formulaic pop song. So, fast forward to 2017, and the hype for Rainbow was huge at the time. Like a month back, people was like, oh my god, Kesha's coming back, oh my god, Kesha, Kesha, Kesha. People would not shut up about the song Praying, and I was like, okay, I gotta get me some of this action, I gotta see what everybody's hyping up. And while I found Praying to be an alright song, nothing was wrong with it. It's just, I don't get what people were so blown away about. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a perfectly decent song. The vocals, they're fine. I mean, it really sounds genuine, and I kind of see, like, where people are kind of drawing comparisons, like, to something like Sign of the Times with actual real instruments and real vocal talent, but honestly, I just didn't find the song to be really that memorable. And I mean, if we're going to be hearing it on the radio, it's just going to be another slow, dreary piano ballad, which in my opinion should not be on the radio because it'll get old and stale really fast. But I did have a few intentions to really want to cover this album. I did have, you know, a few feelings that maybe this could be really great because people don't just throw out 5 stars for nothing. I mean, a lot of albums get crapped on, and I mean, of course, some albums get like perfect scores and they're entirely mediocre and forgettable. How does this album turn out? Well, to be honest, Rainbow is, it's okay. I mean, Rainbow really, for an album called Rainbow, it really deserved a lot more colorful of an album than it actually had, in terms of production anyways. We'll get to that in a minute, though. Lyrically, it's passable, it's pretty fine, there's some decent lyrics here in a lot of the songs. There's nothing really that irks me that much about the lyrics, so we're not going to really touch up on much of those anyways. Let's start with Kesha. She really feels like she's a very genuine singer and performer. She's been through some hard times lately in the past couple of years, and she really sells these songs well, and you can really still hear her having fun, and that making music is pretty fun to her, and I really like that about this record. I feel like Kesha really is the star of the show on this record, and really you need something like that. You need a strong performer like her, and really I kind of get why a lot of people like her, because she is very talented. Although I'm not a huge fan of how her voice actually sounds, I will agree that she is pretty talented, and she did a fine enough job with this record, I'll say. But really, what really kind of wastes some of the potential for me is the production. Really, while it's fine, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing that annoys me. It's not too bland or boring. I just feel like it's very controlled. There's not very much spontaneity on here. There's not very much in terms of color or really any flair or anything that ain't been done before. Really nothing that sweeps me off my feet or anything like that. It's a fine record in terms of production. It's passable, but I can't help but think some of these songs just sound like fillers to me. Like, especially some of the tracks towards the end really kind of get to be on the fillery side for me. And stuff like the first song in general and songs like that are really kind of on the fillery side and really they don't stand out for me at all. I mean, sure, like I said, Kesha is a good performer. I'll say that. I'll admit that. And I have nothing against Kesha. I don't necessarily hate her. This is not a hate review or anything. It's just, man, this album, it's not 5-star material in my opinion. I'm thinking a 6 out of 10 really, and that's about as high as I can go. It's a decent record, sure. So check it out if you're curious, but it's not a great one. Thank you all for watching my short little review on Kesha's Rainbow. It's going to be a big release, I'm sure, but I'm really kind of curious to see how our singles are doing, because I know Praying isn't doing, like, incredibly well. Maybe it'll get higher, but I know it did fall down to around the 40s or so on Billboard, but I don't remember how it's doing, but anyways, though, if you're curious on some of my other reviews, check out my channel, subscribe below, like, comment, also share your rating and everything else. Tell me about what you think of my channel and everything else. Thank you all for watching my content. More stuff's coming soon, including the top 10 worst hit songs of 2016 video, and then the best list and all kinds of other countdowns and projects coming soon, some YTPs and such. More album reviews coming soon too, and everything else. Thank you all for watching my content. Bye, guys.
Am I dead? Or is this one of those dreams? Those horrible dreams that seem like they last forever.